startled fishermen who found a woman floating in the middle of the sea and barely able to speak from the cold were amazed to discover she had been missing for 2 years. Video shows the amazing moment Angelica Gayton was found floating 2 kilometers (24 miles) off a beach 2 years after her family had lost contact with her without a clue as to her whereabouts. Angelica was so weakened from the cold that she could barely reply when spoken to, with the fisherman Rolando visible calling to the woman first in Spanish and then in English, apparently trying to make sure the victim understood him. Rolando is heard yelling at the 46-year-old woman, who is seen laying back in a rubber ring with her eyes closed. Have you got an incredible story to tell? Email webnews@mirror.co.uk. The video shows the moment Rolando and a friend simply identified as Gustavo by local media in Colombia approach the floating woman who is almost completely unresponsive. Angelica is dragged towards the boat through a rope tied to the lifesaver which the fisherman had previously thrown towards her. Local paper La Libertad reports they had spotted what they thought was a log in the sea before Angelica raised her hands to signal for help. Rolando is then seen struggling to lift the unresponsive woman into the boat. What is your view? Have your say in the comments below. He moves her torso just enough to help get her body over the edge and safely onto the vessel. The fisherman then tries to have a conversation with her and give her water, but the woman, who is visually upset, begins to cry and remains in this state as the incredible footage comes to an end. It is reported that she finally uttered her first words after being rescued, saying, "I was born again. God did not want me to die." When she was brought ashore, kind locals tended to her before she was taken to hospital. Angelica was said to have lost contact with her family 2 years ago, and they had no idea where she was until she was found floating off the coast of the town and municipality of Puerto Colombia in the Colombian department of Atlántico on Saturday, September the 26th. She was later identified as Angelica and found to be in a very weakened state with signs of hypothermia. What she had been doing in the previous 2 years and how she ended up in the sea is being investigated by police. Angelica later told RCN Radio that she had suffered 20 years of violence at the hands of her partner. She fled after her partner had tried to kill her, she claimed, as she detailed her harrowing tale. She told the local radio station, "For 20 years I had a toxic relationship. I was violated by my ex-partner. The abuse began in the first pregnancy. He beat me. He violently abused me. In my second pregnancy the abuse continued, and I could not get away from him because the girls were small. Many times I reported it, but the police took him away for 24 hours, and when he was in the house again, the assaults returned. The day I decided to leave the house was after a brutal assault. In September 2018 he broke my face and tried to kill me. Thank God I managed to escape." She claimed to have lived rough in the city of Barranquilla for 6 months. She was then housed in a homeless shelter after seeking help, but sank into a deep depression. "I did not want to continue with my life. A lady lent me for the tickets and I took a bus directly to the sea," she said. "I wanted to end everything. I had no help from anywhere, not even from my family, because this man kept me away from my circle, social, That's why I didn't want to continue living. Angelica said she recalls being on the seashore. I found myself in solitude and decided to jump into the sea. I let it take me and hoped that this nightmare would soon end, she added. Her memory from this point is vague as she became unconscious. She said, "The man who rescued me in the middle of the sea told me that I was unconscious, floating. Thank God I was alive, and he threw me a life preserver. They brought me to a health center where I am receiving the necessary care." Close quote. According to reports, the woman was floating in the water for about 8 hours and was taken to a hospital where she arrived in a state of shock. The circumstances surrounding the startling incident remain unclear, especially after the local media tracked down the woman's daughter, Alejandra Castablanco, who said she had not known about her mother's whereabouts for the past 2 years. She claimed suggestions that her mother had been suicidal over a broken relationship or because of an attack by a former lover were false reports. Castablanco and her sister are currently raising money to transport their mum to the capital city of Bogotá where they live and hope their mum will be taken care of by family, it is reported. Limited reports Angelica claims her family abandoned her after she suffered domestic violence. This was in 2018 when she reportedly moved to Ecuador to stay with her brother. The Samaritans is available 24/7. If you need to talk, you can contact them for free by calling 116 123. Email joe@samaritans. Or go ahead to the website to find your nearest branch. You matter.